Awesome. So for starters, do you just want to talk about how this offseason has gone and everything, and then the excitement to get started for real a week from today?
Yeah, the summertime is a busy time for me in recruiting, and our assistant coach left to take a job. She's now the head coach at Toledo, so I'm excited for her. But we're looking for a new assistant coach as well. We hired one in Jordan Burchett. She came from Hardin Simmons, where she was the assistant coach for the past 4 years, and she's awesome. I think she's going to do a great job for us and really fill some gaps and needs that we have, and the girls are already really enjoying her being around. Saw a lot of really good junior golfers this summer as well, and so I think the future is bright, definitely for ACU women's golf, and just trying to continue to build it up, push our program to be a top 50 team in the country, and then we'll see where to go once we get there, but I'm excited for the future. And then we had some good play this summer as well. We had some wins from a couple of the girls, and yeah, just being able to have some success in the summer is good. And even when maybe the wins don't come, there's a lot of learning, and so the more experience that they have playing tournaments and being involved in competition, feeling those nerves throughout the summer, it's really, really good for us. So yeah, I think it was a good summer, and kind of getting ready for the for the fall. We start rolling. We leave Saturday, so we leave in just a few days to go to Purdue. We had a lot of success there last year, beat some big teams, Alabama, Michigan, Notre Dame. I think we can do that again. Our schedule this year is really strong, and so this is a great way to start, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the good segue to my next question is when you look at the season schedule, there's 6 events hosted by Power Conference teams, and you return to 4 tournaments from last season. Were there any sort of priorities or things you were going for when you were building this season schedule?
Yeah, I wanted to continue to challenge ourselves, our team, and give our girls the opportunity to play against the best competition. And so I think we've done that. Our first year, the schedule was a little bit weaker, but we won a lot, which was good to see. So we wanted to challenge ourselves a little bit more last year. So we did that. It was a nice mix between very difficult tournaments with some of the best teams in the country to tournaments that we thought we ought to win. And then this year, it's the same thing, but even more so. I think when you make the statements that we've made of we want to be a top 50 team in the country, you have to play against the best teams and give yourself the chance to beat those teams. And that's what the priority was in scheduling this year. I think we've shown to ourselves that we can compete at that level. And so I wanted to give just one more step up of the next level of competition and just week in, week out, the consistency. There's no really off weeks, which is nice. It could be a bit daunting, but also it's exciting because we know that we can compete with those teams. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it. I think we're going to make some waves again this year.
When you look at the past 2 WAC championships, you all finishing as runner-up both times, this final season in the WAC, not only do you feel like is there extra motivation from those past 2 finishes to kind of break through, but also being that it is the last season of the WAC, and so maybe everybody kind of has that same goal where they want to be the final WAC champion.
Yeah, I think being that last champion is a cool part of history. For us, it would be our first championship, which would also be a really cool part of history for our program and for ACU athletics. So I'm not sure there's extra motivation so much as we know what we're capable of. These first 2 years of the program, we finished runner-up by 2 shots and 3 shots, and the truth is we had the lead in the final 9 holes on both those tournaments. Probably should have put it away, but we had a young team both years, and that happens. Golf is hard. Winning is hard. So I think from the perspective of extra motivation, maybe it's not extra, but it's definitely there, no doubt. Like, we have expectations of winning. We know we can do that because, first of all, we have won, but secondly, we've competed to win this championship our first 2 years of existence. A lot of people thought we'd be finishing last in the WAC. That's not our style. We're trying to win, and we expect to be in the mix again this year. And my expectation really is that our experience bringing in a 4-time All-American and having all of our girls that have returned older, I think that experience is going to really pay off once we get there, where maybe when we have that lead in the final 9 holes, 5 holes, we put it away. So Yeah, not extra motivation, but we're thinking about it. You know, our expectation is to win for sure.
When you look at the big picture of this program in year 3, where you're coming off those runner-up finishes of the conference tournament in 2 years, Ryan earning 2 consecutive berths to the NCAA tournament, what do you think it says about where this program's at, and still its infancy, still only going into its 3rd season?
A lot of people thought that we weren't going to be very good, including some of my friends, which, you know, your friends will tell you the truth, which I appreciate. But when I left Louisville to come here, I had a lot of people saying, "What are you doing? Why would you do that? You know, you've worked so hard to get to this level, and now you're going to leave and go do that?" It's like, that's crazy. And I just told them, you guys don't understand how special ACU is. I love this place. But 2, what we can do with our program. Our facilities are some of the best in the country. Adding the driving range, we're a top 20 on-campus facility in the entire country. People don't know that because we're ACU and we're a little bit unknown just being a brand new program. I think very soon, just like years ago, nobody knew who Amazon was. Look at them now. Our stock is rising pretty rapidly. We just have to keep getting the time and the years under our belt. So, yeah, we've had success. We've won tournaments. We beat Alabama and Michigan and Baylor and Nebraska and Cincinnati, like Big 12 schools and SEC schools and Big 10 schools and ACC schools. We've done that. Like, it's really cool to say because a lot of people thought that we wouldn't be very good. All that to say, we're still growing and we're trying to push and continue to make all those victories normal. I think they will be really this year. I'm kind of expecting it. I expect us to continue to beat those teams. And when we play against them, we get to the point of like, hey, we thought we could do this, you know, and it's still exciting, but we start making a name for ourselves on that end. But having Ryan make regionals these past 2 years, winning the WAC and then finishing second, she's a top 100 player in the country. Broke into the top 200 in the world. That's really cool for our program, and I think it just is a testament to her hard work, but also what we have at ACU, the ability to get better. With our facilities and our weather and the schedule we're playing, we have a top 50 schedule in the country. There's 68 Power 4 schools or whatever there is. That means we're better than a lot of those in our schedule. That's just the truth, and so we might not be that well known. We might not be in a conference that a lot of people know, but the truth is in golf, those things aren't as important as showing up and, you know, putting the score down on the scorecard. And at the end of the day, if we continue to do that, I think we're going to be a program that people really take notice of.
When you look at that returning experience, you know, I think Ryan's resume kind of speaks for itself, but also you have GU and Kate returning, Marissa and Julie after 2 really promising freshman seasons. Talk about what you have returning from last season's roster and how you can see them taking that step forward this season.
I'll start with the sophomores. We have 3 great sophomores in Marissa, Julia, and Jasmine Doe. Jasmine didn't play as much last year, but she showed flashes. She hits the ball as good as anybody on our team. I gave her a pretty firm directive of, hey, let's go get your short game better this summer. So far, we've had 2 rounds of qualifying, and she looks pretty good with that aspect of her game. So, yeah, I think that's looking promising. And then for Marissa and Julia, honestly, Julia was up for Freshman of the Year. I think she probably should have won it. Marissa had the best spring out of anybody on our team except for Ryan. So if she had a bit stronger fall, she probably could have won Freshman of the Year. We're strong at our youngest level. We have good depth there, which is really nice. Marissa finished 6th at the WAC. She's fearless. Really, all these girls are, but I love just the spunk that she brings. Julia is just very skilled and steady, and yeah, I'm excited about those sophomores, and I think they're gonna they could take the biggest jump out of anybody. I just think they have it in them. And then the 2 juniors, GU and Kate, both had wins this summer, which is really cool. Very successful in their time here at ACU, but also they've kind of, it's time for them to take a jump too. They've got, I think, the opportunity now as they're older in this team. They're no longer young, you know, they're juniors, and so being able to see them, I think, take on more of a role of hey, we're going to lean on you a little bit today. It's not all going to be on our seniors. And I think they can handle that. They've got the games. They both hit it nice. Their short games are good. Yeah, so I think from those 5, if that was our top 5, I'd feel confident. But it's nice, too, to have Ryan at the top and then bring in Maddie Camus, who's coming to us from Oklahoma City University, 4 years there, 4-time All-American. I think she won like 16 times at the NAI level. 15 times. One of those times was a Division I event at Missouri State. We saw them a few times in our first year. One of those was at Texas Tech. She shot 7 under in the second round, 65. That is a great score. You have to be really good to do that, and she is. And so I'm confident that our team has improved. We lost a few from last year, but even so, I think we're taking a step forward. We just have to go and put it together on the golf course.
And then finally, you're hosting the West Texas Classic again. Talk about the meaning behind that, to host a home tournament for the second year in a row, and what it means to bring college golf like that here to Abilene.
It's really neat to start a program, but it's even more so cool to have teams come here and to host an event and show off kind of what we have a little bit in Abilene with our weather, with our facility. We have a dinner at the Byron Nelson Clubhouse for the teams, and it's cool. It's great in golf. You don't always get a home game, so we've made one for us, hosting a home tournament, and so getting our fans from Abilene out, some donors, some alumni, which we don't have very many, but we've got a few now, and so being able to give them an opportunity to come and cheer us on at home is really, really cool. We hosted last year and we won, which was great. It's cool to win the inaugural event. Our expectation is to challenge to win that tournament every year, protect our home here, and so, yeah, it's been great. Abilene Country Club's a good partner. We've got 3 great courses in town that partner with us really well, and so we're grateful for that. But to be able to host out there is special, and we're really excited to do again in March.
Awesome. I think that's all I got. Thank you, Coach.
Cool. Thank you.